I'm in Diego trick. Drink all day, play all night. Let's get it poppin'. I'm in Diego trick. Everybody on Smash.
San Diego dating coach, the expert, the diva, the lady herself, Deanna Lorraine is here.
What's your sale?
We want to know how to flirt, and we want to know how to flirt right.
Yes.
So where do we start?
Okay, first of all, a lot of women, when they're really interested in, they do what's called preening, and so they kind of like flip their hair a little bit. They sort of like look at their, like check their watch and everything, and so they do like these preening gestures, and men do it too, actually.
Preening.
Preening. It's actually what like birds and everything do, what animals do. Yes, exactly. Peacocks
I don't think I
flip their
look very good
tails.
doing it though. For some reason, I feel kind of silly.
Right,
I'm
right.
sorry. Go
You
ahead.
want to turn your body language towards the person. So you want to cross your legs towards the person, like I am towards them.
Okay.
And you definitely don't want to look away. You definitely don't want to cross your arms. You want to have open body language.
Okay, even if you have never met this person, even
Yes.
if I'm trying to have nonverbal communication with that guy all the way over there,
Yes.
right? Then
You want to put your legs towards him.
and then
Yes.
the whole body and everything, right? Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, exactly, like that. You want to make eye contact about 75% of the time. So when you're making full eye contact all the time, it can be a little creepy. So you want to make sure it's about 75% of the time you're looking at them, then a couple times you're looking away, right? Not the whole time. Also, you know what's interesting is the universal, and this is unmistakable, it's a very universal sign of body language of interest. When you look at somebody at the first time they look at you, and if their pupils are dilated, that means they're interested in.
Wait a minute, what?
So when their pupils are dilated.
Like big?
Yes, big, and this is something that they can't control. That means they are interested in you.
What?
When their pupils are small, they're not interested in you.
Well, what if
something that
it's-
happens naturally.
I
Unless
thought it was
it's
like
really
that has
bright
something to do
light.
with light, or it was like sunny out and
Yes,
you're
but if it continues like that, because naturally within a couple seconds it will go down depending on the light. But no matter what, if they're interested in you and it stays, their pupil stays dilated, they're interested. If they're not, it'll shrink down. So look at the pupil. It's a universal sign.
Now, let's get specific on the nonverbal.
Yeah.
Is there inside scoop on what you can tell us to what we could do to secretly communicate something to a guy or a girl? You know, like if you go like this versus like this, or what inside scoop can you give us?
Well, basically, if you look at a guy the right way, you know, if you kind of look at him like this intently for a couple seconds and then turn away, and do that a couple times, that automatically stimulates its attraction. It's like a kind of an aphrodisiac, you know. So you got to look at him for a couple seconds, direct in the eye, and then look away.
What is the number one mistake that people make that they don't realize they're making with their nonverbal and their flirting and such?
I would say, you know what, I see with women being too masculine in terms of, you know, they're putting too much masculine energy out there, they're talking too much, dominating the conversation, talking too much about work, especially women who are very overaccomplished, they're talking so much about work. And they're offering to pay the bill, but almost insisting on paying the bill, and insisting on things just so much that like guys feel like their role is taken away from them. So I'd say for women, it's being too masculine or being too available, putting themselves onto them too much and gushing, showing that they're so much interested in them. And I think that's a little bit of a mistake. You don't want to show that you're too interested in a person. If there is something to be said about a little bit of mystery, it's a human nature thing. For men, I would say the same things. Men being too pushy, you know, too gushing, calling all the time and just texting too early. And then also for men is being a little bit too lazy, not taking the initiative. You know, making the girl take the initiative and texting instead of calling. You know, I mean, and sort of just texting a little hey, but not really asking for the date. Right. I mean, exactly. That's not really taking the initiative. That's not really being the confident alpha male that we want in a man, you know. And just, you know, not really taking the initiative. We want a man to make decisions and to kind of lead us in a way and show that he can lead and be dominant. You know, we sort of want that in a way and be masculine. Everybody wants equality and we're equal, but we also have feminine strengths and masculine strengths. So a man needs to shine.
Okay, now I'm getting it. But what if you do all of the things that you say, but the guy's still not or the girl still not responding?
If a guy is not responding, a girl should always give a guy a window of opportunity, is what I call it, a window. Because there's definitely shy guys out there. There are guys who might not want to go approach, but I mean, they have approach anxiety, but they really like you. So women should always give a man a window of opportunity. Look at the guy, smile, make it kind of obvious. Break away from your friends. If you're with a group of friends, guys feel very intimidated. So break away, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, be alone. Let him come with you. Let him have a chance to come with you. If he still doesn't do that,
hold on. Not be alone, walk out on the street. Be alone,
right.
Okay?
That's
We're
not
talking
what I
about
mean.
within the club.
Within the club, yes. You want to just break away from your friends and go sit next to the bar and like have a drink by yourself. Just let them have a chance to approach you because they might have approach anxiety. Now, if they still haven't approached you then, it's up to you at that point whether you still want to pursue it. A lot of guys at that point, if they've already seen the window, they just might not be interested in you. But if they've already smiled and made eye contact with you, they just might be shy, so then go approach him. If you feel comfortable, approach him. And then again, let him take the reins once you've done that, because you don't want to be too assertive with your girl. You have to have there's a fine line.
What if it's the guy, he's been making eye contact with the girl, then what's his job now?
It's really just curiosity. What are you doing? What are you up to tonight? And there's nothing that can be lost by going to approach her.
Okay.
If you don't end up with her number or a date, there's nothing that you would have lost anyways,
Okay. Got it. All right. Coming up after the break, we're gonna peruse the Bondi bar, and we're gonna personality profile some people. We're gonna find out what people are saying to each other with their body language. Deanna is gonna break it down, okay? So we'll be right back. Stick around for that. The big gun. What's the big gun in flirting?
For women, just walking over there, you make direct eye contact for about 2 seconds and smile and then walk away. And then you look back again and then you walk away. I know it sounds kind of old school, but that's really what works. And then you flip your hair a little bit and that's it. It shows you're feminine, you're flirtatious. And for a guy, it's true confidence. A guy has to have purpose, confidence, and if he has that, that's what turns a girl on. So if a woman just comes up and just approaches you right away, would you be a little bit turned on or would you turn off if she just went right up to you and approaches you?
I think that's great when you see assertive women these days. I mean, it's frustrating.
Yeah?
Well, what do you mean by approach?
Okay, if a girl just went right up to you and approached you and said, I would love to go out with you.
Maybe a little too much.
Now, let me tell you how to revise that approach, shall we?
Okay, all right.
So now instead, she might want to, walk a little bit softer and do something like this, kind of walk and towards and hi, nice to see you. And then more so do kind of a little turn and then you stare at him just for a couple seconds, but you don't want to make it too blatant.
You're
So
good,
now
girl.
let's see, how did that work for you?
She's good.
That worked a little bit better?
Very aloof.
A little loop?
I know, I think that's a little aloof there. I think there's a lot of mixed
What if I
maybe a little
waved
aloof.
to you?
See, what we're doing here is saying there's a little interest here, but maybe I'm a little flirty, and maybe I'm just trying to be flirty.
If you were completely direct and blatant for a woman, would it kind of turn you off?
I think it would. Yeah, a little too direct.
Okay, so we want to give you a window of opportunity by showing you're a little interested, crossing the leg, giving the eye contact, but then you want to take the reins a little bit, right?
I think so. I think you're right.
You guys have been a blast. Thank you all very much for contributing to our show. We're gonna go personality profile some other people in this bar right now. Can you tell me about their body language? And obviously they're not out on a date, but I'm just curious about these guys.
Yeah. You know
What's
what?
going on with them?
They look like they're really comfortable with each other. They probably look like they've been friends for a long time, either through work or something else, and they're probably having a good night. They've either been through a hard day together or been through a long day, and they're just having blowing off some steam, and
How
they
can you
look like they're
tell?
bonding.
The way they're leaning back?
Yes,
or-
the way they're leaning back and the way they're just kind of taking a drink in, and they look like they're going to be here kind of posted for a while.
Okay, let's
Either celebrating or had a hard day, and they're sort of bonding about it.
Okay, we're gonna ambush these guys. Deanna is a
dating expert.
nonverbal communication expert. She says that you guys are have known each other for a long time and may have had a bad day. Is she right?
It sounds like you guys are blowing off some steam, maybe. Had a long week or a long day.
Long week and long day.
week.
Their ice cream cone, the ice cream just fell right off into the floor.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Deanna, you are good, man.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my job.
What do you think about these guys?
All right. They're definitely on about probably a second date right now. they're kind of like, they're a little bit far from each other. They're still not very comfortable with each other. They're getting to know each other. They're not touching at all. He's looking at her like he's kind of deciding whether he's really interested in her or not. And she's kind of doing the same. So you can tell they're probably on a second date.
So are you guys out on a date?
Yeah,
Okay, so how many dates have you guys been on?
it's the second one.
Deanna, number 2. You are good, girl. So are you guys having a good time tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, until you got ambushed by the camera crew?
Yeah.
So we blazed all the lights in your faces?
It's a bonding moment. It's a bonding moment.
I mean,
you guys can use that as a bonding moment. So now you guys have a memory to kind of talk about. Ask her if she could go on a dream, a fantasy date to anywhere in the world, where would she go? That helps. Yes, ask her that. You want to ask her that, things like that, because that helps a woman stimulate her mind. It gets her out of her senses a little bit, and it makes her a little bit more play fantasy. And every time you play fantasy a little bit, you connect.
Well, do you have the flirt game down yet? Go ahead and practice some of that. We'll be right back after the break. Well, we took a ride with an athlete who inspires us all. We got the lowdown on flirting, and we met some new friends during this trip. So, thanks for watching Chrissy Russo Live. We'll see you next time.
Well, I